Welcome everybody, this is Olli from CTC, and I got both the job and the pleasure to introduce to you our CTC rating system. As we were asked in the past to give our opinion and even some game recommendations, we decided to create a rating system for you. And this is how it works. We have 5 categories, each worth up to 5 stars. Therefore, 1 star weighs 20% of its category, and each category theoretically 20% of the total score. But there is no total score. We make this up to you by giving you a personal conclusion at the end of each review. Let me give you a quick overview of the categories. One more thing. Just because a game has a bad rating in one of its categories, that does not necessarily mean that the whole conclusion will be bad about that game. So you have to listen all the way to the end. First up is the quality of the game. Of course we look at graphic and sound, but also we look at the technical quality of the game. For example, are there any glitches or bugs, maybe major bugs? We also like if the programmers thought about the possibility to allow mods by the community. That is a nice feature. On a little note here, we are extremely intolerant of half-done or half-finished games. For example, games that are released and are full of bugs and glitches and they get patched throughout the upcoming month. Next up is the fun factor. With the fun factor, we try to rate the potential joy you can expect while playing the game. It is very important to us that games are equally balanced. Also, they need to have a challenging, still linear increase in their difficulty. As you know, there are 3 of us, and of course we enjoy co-op and multiplayer games. Still, this is not mandatory. Especially a game has to be fair and should not be frustrating. As we are good old Quake 3 players, controls and precision is of special importance to us. While for apps it is about touch and tilt control, on the PC it is more about how precise the controls are. They should not be wobbly or stiff in any kind. The processing of the hit calculation in shooters is also something we have an eye on. For the keyboard, we do not want to break our hands, and for the controllers, we don't want to have blisters on our fingers. With the time value, we rate how tight does a game bind its player to itself. For example, can cutscenes be interrupted or even paused? Is it easy and uncomplicated to find multiplayer games? Is the story exciting or is it boring after the first walkthrough? Or does the game maybe have that certain magic that makes you want to install it again after several years? Last but not least is the performance of a game. While for apps it is about battery consumption and disk space, for the PC we are looking at how well does the game work with the underlying resources. For example, average graphics should not require premium hardware. Also, it would be nice if the game is very low on necessary bandwidth. So this was basically all there is to know about the categories. But one more thing you have to keep in mind. With us you always get a personal opinion visualized. That means 2 things. First, we do not speak for all the players. And second, we do not prefer any publisher or game manufacturer. If you keep that in mind, our rating is a good basis for you to make a decision whether or not to buy a game. So for all of you, and especially those who would like to have a certain game rated, feel free to join us on Facebook or YouTube. We really appreciate the exchange with you guys. Also, we have more and more examples for our rating system in the playlist Angespielt. That was it, and I hope I see you guys next time.